everybody, welcome to Queer Games Heck Yeah for today, where we play through a small, fantastic, fabulous, wonderful indie queer game. What do we mean by queer game? We mean some combination of like queer characters or a queer worldview or queer politics or queer mechanics or you know, a bunch of stuff. But we don't know. We don't know what we're going to get because one of the great things about Queer Games Heck Yeah is we don't know anything about the games going in other than they're part of the rainbow alphabet. And so if you don't like surprise content, look away. But who doesn't love surprise content? Who doesn't like seeing me stumble upon a game that crosses a bunch of fault lines in Australian society where to even merely the act of playing the game can blow up in your face. That's the kind of tender hooks we live on here. But maybe that won't happen. Maybe that won't happen with this game. Today we're playing Start Again. Start semicolon again. The screen is really not giving me much to work with. I'm trying to guess what the game's about. I mean, the lowercase semicolon is giving me a little bit of like sci-fi vibes. You know, almost like we're in a bit of a Groundhog Day, Edge of Tomorrow kind of loop thing. We've thrown a little bit of like, you know, Total Recall, Endless, what, Eternal Sunshine of an Empty Mind, Spotless Mind, or whatever that terrible, terrible film was. That's right. I don't like that Jim Carrey sci-fi film. You know, another film I don't like either, that everybody seems to like, and I just don't get it, is Shawshank Redemption. Oh, I find it so mawkish. It's like, I am a little bird, and now I am a free, but I cannot survive. I don't know, it's just terrible. It's just so over the top. I also don't like puppies and little kids. In fact, I have a plan to turn 101 Dalmatians into a lovely fur coat. Wow, I get all that just from this title screen. That's pretty good. We'll see. We'll see if I'm anywhere near it, anywhere near close. Now, have I done everything I'm supposed to do? I've introduced myself. I'm Luke Miller. I make games. I'm here helping out the Queer Games Festival by taking screenshots. So every so often I'll be stopping to take screenshots. In fact, I'll do one right now. I like the purity of a completely black screen or a complete like solid color screen with a bit of text on it. To me, it's one of the greatest things in like visual arts. But you don't want just all of those. So wait, yeah, I've done my introduction. I've mentioned why we're here. Why do I like queer games? I think they're at the forefront of gaming. I think the trends you see in queer games today, we'll see more and more in mainstream games in a few years. Some of the trends that I think are in queer games that are not they're in mainstream games, but you know they're not the majority or whatever. But I think we'll see more and more of them. Contemporary settings, you know, realism. So not magic, not sci-fi. Like sort of real characters having like real drama, like kitchen sink drama. Biography or autobiography. Sort of a bit more non-violence, like you know, just so that comes back to that realism kind of thing. Like game mechanics that don't rely on blowing stuff up or killing people. Games that focus on the mental health of the player or of the characters. You know, just stuff like that where I think gay games are or queer games are way ahead. And to me, they give a real. I connect with them. I find them much more engrossing than a shoot 'em up, which you know, there's a place for them too. But I mean, I love a good RTS. I always wanted to make an RTS. I've got one kind of on the far distant horizon that's kind of approaching that I want to make eventually, like in 3 or 4 games from now maybe. But I don't know. Every couple of months, the game you want to make next changes. If you're a game dev, you've probably got a list of 100 games you want to make, going back to when you're like a teenager. Yes. Um, if you've been following queer games, heck yeah, you may have you may know that my lease has been terminated and I'll be moving out of here shortly. And I literally just received a message, an automated message from my um, real estate agency asking me for to do their feedback survey on whether I think they're doing a good job or not. And it's so perfectly timed that it feels like a fishing exercise to me. I'm kind of like, oh, so I don't know. I kind of want to click it so I can tell them what I think of them, but also at the same time, I think you know it's their playing field. Why would I play on that playing field? I think better to just not do their survey. But I'm not taking it out on this game. This game is perfectly lovely. It was quiet, silent, noiseless, but not quite tranquil. It was the kind of quiet that became something more, a silence that pierced through the building, tearing it away from reality and pulling it into its own dimension. A quiet that was both terrifying and calming all at once. Well, that doesn't make sense. Silence filled the void where humans used to exist. Now all that was left was the ghost of those long ago. But for those lost to humanity regardless, this would be their new haven. Ooh, damn. Already, talk about opening strongly. Screenshotting this, by the way. I love that. So, I guess with a lot of visual novels, well, a lot of games in general, they take like a real painting and then apply a filter over it. And sometimes it's very obvious, and sometimes it's less obvious. And with this, I'm kind of wondering, it's done so well because it definitely looks like some sort of texturing effect. Like it's almost like they've done style transfer rather than a filter. So it could be hand painted. Gee, this is the world we live in now. Someone's probably slaved over this, done a watercolor and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just like, oh, I think it's a style transfer, but no, no. Anyway, it works very well, and the colors are excellent too. Sebastian, where his hands found his temples and massaged gently, trying to ease the pain that had begun to take over his mind. I don't know the sound. No. I'll just check the sound levels. Probably should do this before we go live. But even when you do it before you go live, then you always have a moment when you're live where you're like, oh, did I check the sound levels? When that didn't work, he turned to the room he found himself in. The room was dark. Whether that was because it was night or because the windows had all been covered, Sebastian didn't know. His eyes scanned everywhere with growing suspicion. I was at home. How did I get here? Is anyone else here? Hello? Nothing stirred in the darkness. All was still. He jumped to his feet and cautiously took a step forward. The floorboards, damaged from what looked like years of battling against the weather, creaked underneath his careful footsteps. Sebastian. ... Hello? Anyone? No one answered. If there's any ghosts here, I promise I'm not an exorcist. I'm not even sure how I got here, but I don't mean you any harm. I'm just going to leave now, okay? Sebastian walked towards what looked to be the entrance to the house. The door was large and imposing, made of faded wood with deep engravings. Thick scratches ran down the wood. Oh, that's not good. Sebastian took the door handle in his hand and attempted to turn it, but was met with a loud click instead. Locked. Eep. Oh heck, Miss Ghost Lady, I'm really sorry and I didn't mean to encroach on your territory and I really want to leave, like really, really, so please would you let me out? I'll never come back and I'll make sure no one ever disturbs you. I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I promise I don't taste good. Look, I'm way too skinny and I have no meat on my bones. But maybe you don't eat humans. You want to take over my body? Is that it? I'm sorry, but I really need it. Maybe we can share if you let me go. Sebastian stumbled backwards, eyes flicking. I like how he's already surrendered before he even knows what's happening. He's my kind of man. Maybe if I hand you over, he'll let me go. Eyes flicking all over the room until the back of his legs hit a small packing box. It was taped shut. Oh, there's something in there. Sebastian crouched down and put his ear to the box. It was moving from side to side slightly, and a muffled sound came from within. Help me. Come on, Sebastian, you've watched a horror movie or two. Is the ghost more likely to curse me if I open the box, or if I leave her in there? Okay, okay, I'm opening it. Here goes nothing. With one swift movement, he ripped the duct tape from the top of the box and pulled open the flaps. Inside was a little girl, her hair almost as pale as the moon, sitting there, huddled into a ball, with tears in the corner of her eyes. She did seem to be a ghost. Oh gosh, those red eyes are. Oof. Are you okay? No. Where am I? I don't know, I just woke up over there. Oh, come on, let's get you out of this box, okay? Sebastian held out his hand, and silently prayed she wasn't a ghost. When her hand met his, instant relief washed over him. Okay, not a ghost. And we're going to live. I thought you were a ghost. Wait, you're not? Are you? The little girl shook her head, her long hair flowing from side to side. Okay, that's good. Well, my name is Sebastian. What about you? My name is Ninny. Okay, it's nice to meet you, Ninny. I'm not sure how we got here, but it's about time we left, don't you think? Ninny nodded her head, using her sleeve to wipe the tears out of the corners of her eyes at the same time. Let's take a look around the room, all right? Maybe there's other people here. Or if there's not, why is it just the two of us? Sebastian couldn't help but cringe. With each step the two took around the room, the creaks and groans echoed through the house. If anyone or anything was nearby, they would have heard easily by now. If this was a Terminator film, they would have attracted the Terminator. I don't know, I went there. Sheets laid across much of the furniture. Do you think this is... So we played a game very early on in Queer Games, heck yeah, called Amelie. Very similar visual style. And I'm like, in my mind, in my head canon, these two stories are set in the same mansion, but maybe like 100 years apart. Sheets, so if Amelie shot pops up, I'll be afraid. Sheets laid across much of the furniture, and dust laid across the sheets. Whoever had once lived here had left quite some time ago. Mr. Sebastian. Yeah? I think there's someone over there. Nini pointed to the dark corner of the room. Dated pieces of furniture concealed whatever was hidden over there. How do you know? I thought I heard someone say something. Great. What's worse than being stuck in a haunted house by yourself? I think being stuck in a haunted house with a creepy little girl. Okay, well, I'd love to look, but now I'm suddenly thinking about the ghost thing again. You know, you're just walking around this haunted house, or you know, you've got just a creepy little kid, boy or girl, and they're just like, you know, talking to something. I think that's worse than being there by yourself. Well, I'd love to look, but now I'm suddenly thinking about the ghost thing again. There's no ghosts here, silly. Ghosts aren't real. Whoa there, little lady. What do you mean? Of course ghosts are real. Really? Yes, it was the summer of '64 when I met my first ghost. Was it Amelie? You're not that old. Nope. Okay. I may have never met a ghost, but I'm certain this is a haunted house. How can you know? It has all the telltale signs. 1, strange noises. That was me, though. 2, all the doors are locked. Couldn't someone else have locked them? 3, it's way too cold in here. Isn't it in the middle of winter? And lastly, I feel like someone's watching me. Again, I think that's probably me. That's how I know this is a haunted house. Okay, I'll go check over there myself. Good idea. You go and check the corner. I'll stay here. Don't worry, I'll protect you from back here. Sebastian is really... I feel so represented. Sebastian gave Nini a thumbs up and a reassuring smile. She nodded back enthusiastically, as if she truly believed that he had her back. If you really are a ghost, I want to help you. You got this, Nini. She crept closer and closer. There's someone there. Sebastian creeped closer, looking over Nini's shoulder. Sure enough, there seemed to be the shadow of someone lying in the corner of the room, mostly hidden. A chair made of rotten wood sat in the way. Sebastian tried to pick it up and move it, but the leg instantly snapped off. He picked it up. Now I have a poking stick. Won't he be upset if we poke him? Nah, I'm sure he doesn't mind being poked. Oh. Hey, hey! Well, in good news, he's not dead. Yay. Where a man with white and black hair sat up rapidly, then scooted in the opposite direction of the little girl and the man with the chair leg. You're Sebastian. Don't worry, we're not here to hurt you. Oh, except her. Who knows what she'll do? Hey, I'm not going to hurt anybody. They have the same red eyes. Are they related? Is that... I don't know. I mean, they all have pointy chins. They have anime chins. And very long necks. Where am I? Well, that I don't know, but I can tell you where we aren't. I quite like the art style is a little bit abstracted. I think it works for this game. I don't think this is the circus, or a hospital, or the aquarium. I'm pretty sure it isn't my house, but not certain on that one. It doesn't look like a school or a... Okay, shut up. Yes, sir. Hey, what's your name? Mikhail. I'm Ninny. Alright, Sebastian, Ninny, what are we doing here? I don't know, I just woke up a while ago and got her out of a box. A box? Yeah, like a packing box, duct taped shut. That is a bit odd. Because they weren't in boxes. Just little girl. Is this a predators situation? Have they been dumped on a planet to be hunted? Refreshing. Do you know how you got in there? Nini shook her head. I don't remember anything. Is she a robot? So let me get this straight. None of us remember how we got here, and now we're in some kind of haunted house. That's what Mr. Sebastian said, anyway. Fine, a haunted house. Why do I feel like if I told you we were in a haunted house, you would have told me to shut up? Because I would have. Okay. I'm sensing a little bit of frisson. Frisson? Whatever it is. Sparks. I'm seeing a bit of sparks between these two. Mikhail stood from the ground and brushed himself off. Okay, Sev, Nini, we need to get out of here. Where have you searched? What? I said, where have you... No, I mean, what did you call me? Sev. Isn't that your name? Well, people usually call me Sev, but I don't remember mentioning that to you. Do we know each other? You wouldn't forget me if we'd met before. Look at this handsome mug. Yeah, we don't know each other. I wouldn't forget someone with such a big head. Hey, Mika. Mikhail, you seem like a Mika to me. I did know a guy who went by Mika. It sat a little bit uneasily on him, like he had just adopted the name, I think. Mika. I guess I just always struggle to say it, even now. Damn, should I do that survey? I'm just going to check the questions. What have we got? Based on your experience with company name, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend or colleague? From 0 to 10. Oh, if I click on it, it'll take us to the full survey. No, I don't even want to give them the click-through. The click-through metric. I don't even give them that. I think I risked something by opening up the email. You know, knowing this company, they probably secretly installed some sort of terrible adware on my phone just then. Sold my personal details off to some hackers. No hard feelings though, no hard feelings. You seem like a Mika to me. Mika? His face turned red. Pink. Call me Mikhail, or I'll use that big head of yours to open the door. They're in love. Sev put his hands up in fake surrender. Fine. We tried the door, but it wouldn't budge. I don't even think my head would change that, Mikhail. Attention, phantoms. The timer has now begun. You have 2 hours to help. Oh, gosh. So I've done quite a few games today because I'm trying to um, I'm just kind of like, this is the week for the Queer Games Festival. Like, as in, this is where all the prep work has to be done. And so I've just kind of blocked out extra time to do it. And so I'm doing extra games. But I think just then, the fact that my brain returned a word that wasn't on the screen, I think that's a sign that I am getting a little bit tired. Uh, but I do want to do the games justice. So I would never play them when I'm like super tired. So we'll keep going, but I start to get too fatigued. I will say, look, we're not doing it justice, and we'll pause it here. But we're doing all right. You have to. How can you not enjoy this mystery? You have 2 hours to escape before the house is decimated. What the shaving 1/10 of the house off? Good luck. Not the toilets, I hope. Not the plumbing. A time appeared from somewhere unseen, projected onto the wall in front of our eyes. It changed from 2 hours to 1 hour 59 minutes remaining. Oh, it's gone a little bit Squid Game on us. What the heck? Who said that? It wasn't me. Well, no heck, Sherlock. It sounded like it came from a speaker. Is someone watching us? Do you think it's some kind of pervert? No, I think it's someone that wants to see all three of us dead. That seems worse. What's going on? Her large eyes blinked over and over as if she was trying to stop herself from crying. It's her, isn't it? She is the little demon monster that's running this whole thing for her own twisted amusement. Sev knelt down to be eye level with her. It's okay, someone put us in here. And you in a box, especially. But we're going to get out again. You just have to be brave. Okay. I need you guys to think. I'm always thinking. Properly, Sebastian. What's the last thing you remember? Nini spoke up first. I was just at home. That's the last thing that I remember. Sev. I think I was in a train? No, a factory. Or was it a church? Can you be serious for just 5 minutes, please? I am being serious. It's like my memories are all fuzzy. Did you hit your head or something? I don't think so. Well, I can't really remember what I did or not, so maybe I did. Forget it. Then what about you? I was with someone, somewhere. That's very informative, thank you. Like your recount was any better. Touché. This is going nowhere. Come on, we need to search the rest of the house. Time's already ticking. I do think the dialogue is a little bit snappy. I do kind of wish we were moving a little bit faster, but I have to say it does seem quite well written. Following your lead. Oh. Sev. Someone else. Wait. Mikhail had already moved to leave through what looked like a dark long corridor. He paused, a look of mild annoyance on his face. What? Please don't say something stupid and waste our time. No, it's just... Aren't we missing someone? Missing someone? Like, shouldn't there be 4 of us? Why? What do you know? Nothing. I don't know anything. It's just a feeling, I guess. We already searched the room. There's no one else. No, we're definitely meant to have 4 people. Sebastian, you're starting to get on my nerves. You know what this looks like to me. Someone purposely stalling us. And what if I am? Then I would be led to believe you were also the one who brought us here. Mikhail's body stiffened up. Well, luckily I'm not. I'm serious. I feel like we're missing someone important. Fine, then what's their name? I don't know. Welcome to Start Again. Start Again story is experienced across 4 routes. Using the game's flowchart menu, you can jump between the routes at any time. From time to time, you will encounter locks in the story that require you to have information from the other routes. You can return to the flowchart by pressing the flowchart button beneath the text box. Note, you cannot save and load between routes to progress in the game. Your data will not carry over. Instead, please make use of the flowchart to change routes. As you progress, some section of the flowchart will become available to you. Good luck and enjoy. Start again. Oh. Who is missing? Brilliant. Oh, I thought we. Oh no. Uh oh. Okay. We've already been here. Oh. Hmm. Well, we're kind of bumping up against our half hour, but we've actually literally just hit the meat of the game. So, well, not literally meat, but with the heart of the game, or the main purpose of it. So, um, I guess we have to keep going. But I don't want. I'm not reading out all the same stuff again. Those are our scratches. We scratched the door. We put her in the duck box. The box. We ate the last of the good chocolate, but I'm not making any apologies for it. Okay, we can skip this, right? Yes. Oof. Uh-oh. Welcome to start again. Okay. Can I turn off the skipping? Okay. Return. Uh-oh. But we've already... Oh. Oh. Okay, so... Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so... We can access the starting blocks of the four routes, I guess. Routes? The factory entrance, the church, the first garage. Okay. Well, we'll give this another few minutes just to kind of see if we can get a handle on what's happening. The constant drone of many machines. It's a pity there's not sound. I mean, I think it's a Ren'Py game, so I think these are the default settings. There may not be music in it at all, um, or it could be my computer is just cracking the sads after a long day. We will never know, really. All right, let's keep going. The constant drone of many machines working together to become one, the buzzing, the whirring, it is Terminator, the hissing, all mixed together to become an insistent whisper. It whispered secrets to no one in particular, secrets only meant for themselves. Machines, they belong to humans. Tools, they belong to humans. Instruments, they belong to humans. Yet their secrets said otherwise. They mumbled and muttered that someday the world would be reclaimed. Someday the humans would belong to them. Oh dear. I mean, I'm pro Skynet. Like, I honestly think I would love like a film from Skynet's perspective. Just starting in like the 1700s with like the first automated looms and just kind of building forward from there where we just sort of automate and we kind of military and it's got peaceful applications but we kind of keep making it military and in the end this thing that we built just it's not that it turns on us, it just does what it's designed to do. Blessed relief that would be. No. I mean, I don't want the human race to die, to be destroyed. I mean, we all say it. I did a really great course at uni about like the history of disasters or whatever, or the history of like. No, I guess it wasn't that. It was just sort of philosophy or whatever. And there's this kind of thing about like European countries that have got like a Christian heritage. They all have that beginning, middle, and end vibe to history. They go, oh, there was a beginning, like the Big Bang, or your Garden of Eden, like God created the world, and then we're living in the middle of it. But there will be an end. There'll be an apocalypse. There'll be a big crunch. There'll be an asteroid, and that will be the end of it. And it's very that conceptualization of history is actually grounded in the religion that we had like a couple hundred years ago. And I do think about that sometimes. And part of that conceit is that we all think the world should end or will end during our lifetime or just after. And so if you go back like 1,000 years, people like, oh, the plague is going to kill everyone, it's the end of civilization. Or you go back 500 years and it's like, well, Jesus is coming back and it'll be the end of the world. Or our parents' generation, it's like, well, there's going to be a nuclear war, we're all going to die. And now we've got like, oh, climate change, it's going to wipe us all out. And it's like, yes, completely, what a disaster global warming is. But also, I think the biomass crisis is also it's kind of related to the climate change or global warming, but it's kind of a separate crisis. So we do have these kind of world-ending crises, but also at the same time, it's like every generation has that. Whether it's like God is coming back, or the bombs are going to fall, or the atmosphere is going to poison us. It does make me think. The steel beam crashing to the ground just inches from where his body lay discarded was enough to force Sev's eyes open. I mean, the planet will be fine even if humans go. I mean, it's just a giant ball of iron, right? Like, there's that website about how would you destroy the planet, and it just goes through the different methods that you could use to destroy it, and it rates them. It's like you can't really blow the Earth up because it's just a solid ball of metal, really. And the amount of energy it would take to blow it up is like so out of proportion. Like you'd just be better off like boiling away the atmosphere or something. Anyway, I'll continue the research for you all. The steel beam crashing to the ground just inches from where his body lay discarded was enough to force Sev's eyes open. He jumped to his feet, his heart racing faster than what would be considered safe. What the? Another came crashing down a short distance away, the metallic sound loud enough to rattle his bones. Skynet's out to get him. His eyes took in his surroundings, a large open space made of cement and metal. You've got a screenshot. Broken machinery lay discarded in the dark corners of the room. By all accounts, it seemed to be forgotten. A forgotten, dated factory of some kind. Oh, not again. Poor guy just keeps waking up in the middle of nowhere. How did I get here? Where even is here? A groan came from above, and a shadow passed over the cold cement floor. I'm going to say this is, Amika. Sev. That's when Sev saw it. A young girl, oh. Her eyes tightly shut as her chest rose and fell peacefully. Deep in sleep, she was unaware of the beam directly above her that swayed to and fro. Heck. Oh, that was a good transition. He ran before he even had a chance to think. The beam creaked on its last legs. I mean, maybe that's not style transfer. Oh, it could be. I don't know. It's more than just a simple filter, I think. Or it's a smart filter. Just as he scooped the little girl in his arms and jumped to safety, it crashed down onto the ground with the boom. Dust flew up the ground, coating the bear. Geez, who built this place? I'll tell you what, it's definitely overdue for a safety inspection. And if I had to guess, I would say it's going to fail. I'm not a safety inspector, though. Dad? I don't think so. Unless someone hasn't told me something. She wriggled from his grip, retreating a distance away and eyeing up her surroundings. Where am I? I don't know. Hey, look, I just woke up a second ago as well. You can trust me. I realize that comes off as untrustworthy, but you've got to believe me here. My name's Sebastian. Sebastian? Special people call me Sev, though. Sev. My name, it's Nini. Okay, it's nice to meet you, Nini. So you don't know how you got here? No. Alright, let's just get out of here for now. We can go to the police station and get them to find your family and they can come pick you up. No, I don't want to see them. Okay, well, you still don't want to be stuck here, right? So then, first step, we'll leave, alright? Okay. Sevi, could I hold your hand? She's scared. Sev smiled, trying to put on a face that would calm her. Of course, there's nothing to be scared about. Here. He held out his hand. She quickly took it. It was small, fragile, and trembling. Their first stop was a large door that seemed to face the outdoors, but no matter how much he jiggled the handle or pushed or pulled, it wouldn't budge. Window it is. Sev picked up a scrap metal pipe that had been tossed to the ground. The weight was heavy in his hand. Where did they get the metal pipe from? Sev put it there, in another path. Stay here for a second, okay? I don't want any glass to get on you. Okay. As if he was aiming for a home run, Sev swung the pipe a few times, testing the force. Satisfied, he lined himself up with the window. It's time for you to face my steel, window. Prepare yourself. No longer will you hold us hostage. No longer will we be your prisoners. By the power I wield within my hands, you will... are you talking to yourself? Sev. No, of course not. Here we go. With all the strength he could muster, the pipe swung through the air before colliding with the window, and subsequently bouncing right off it, causing the man to stumble backwards until he landed square on his ass. Ha! I'll try another window. So he tried another, and another. Yet none of them would break. He walked back to taking in his hand again. Okay, looks like the windows are a no-go. I'm sure there's a way out of here somewhere around here. Even as he said that, another beam fell from the ceiling with a metallic clang that echoed through their heads. It started as a gentle sniff, but soon became a blubber. Tears overflowed from the corners of Ninny's eyes as she watched the world as she knew it fall apart around her. It's okay, really, look, we'll be fine. Attention, cogs. The timer has now begun. You have 2 hours to escape before the factory is decimated. They're cutting off 1/10 of the factory? Hopefully the windows. Good luck. What? Decimated? Sevi, what's that? Ninny, in between tears, pointed towards the wall. On it was a projected number, 1 hour and 58 minutes. Stay calm, stay calm. The little girl is going to get scared. If I get scared, this must be some practical joke. Yeah, it's a joke. Just play along with it. We should... A loud banging, 5 times against something metal, came from across the room. Behind the shelf, Ninny. Help me move this. You don't really have to help. No, I'll help. Ninny rubbed her face against her sleeve, leaving it damp with tears, before jogging towards where the banging was coming from. On the count of 3, we'll push. Got it? She nodded enthusiastically. 1. Sev cracked his knuckles, preparing to show what he was made of. 2. He took a deep breath and did a little stretch of his arms. 3. The bookcase slid to the side with no effort whatsoever, thanks to Ninny. Sevi, it's on wheels. Cool. I just got shown up by a toddler. On the other side of the bookcase was a reinforced metal door. No windows showed what was hiding beyond. Well, that was easy. Who needs 2 hours? But who's doing the banging? Maybe someone's coming to rescue us, one of our families? Oh, it's locked from this side. Well, let's just get out of here already. A large metal bolt was the only thing stopping the door from bursting open. Well, let's see what's inside the door. Unless the baddies are in there. The baddies? Sev shrunk back, kneeling down to stand behind Ninny, as if she was a shield. She is a shield. She's Sev's shield. You open it. Okay. Her hand trembled as she reached towards the bolt. Okay, maybe making a child do this is a little much. But before Sev could move, she'd already pushed the door bolt aside. All was silent for a moment, and then all heck broke loose. The door crashed open with enough force to nearly rip it from its hinges. Whoever was on the other side had obviously decided that the fist wasn't enough, and their only solution to getting it open was to charge at it. Heh, I like their style. Yes, we know who this is. A blur of black and white crashed through the door and into the room. He barreled past Ninny, who had quite smartly stepped into the side and directly into Sev. The two went flying, skidding over the cement floor until they came to a stop next to a pile of abandoned machines. Aww. Cute. You better have a damn good explanation about why you locked us in that cupboard. Oh, this guy is pissed. Off. Sorry, I thought you were the janitor. Do I look like a janitor to you? Sev looked at the man who was hanging above him. White and black hair hung from his head to dangle above Sev's face. It seemed like his outfit matched too. He's a robot. Yeah, did you find the broom in there? You... Mika, no. What, another one? I don't remember hiring 2 janitors. We're not janitors, you piece of heck. Where the hell are we? Where the heck are we? And who the heck are you? Oh, I'm Sebastian. You can call me Sev if you want. That's Ninny. We don't know where we are. Okay, Sebastian, why are we here? That is a fantastic question. Okay. I just realized I'd zoned out on the last 2 lines. I think that's a sign. that no matter how much I want to go on, um, I have to take a break. And we've done 40 minutes. So I feel like we've given it it's never enough, but we have given it a decent start. Ah, well, that was that. The mystery of that game is really great, and the promise of the branching, well, not the branching narratives, but the interlocking paths is very interesting, very exciting. I love it when games play around with the paths like that. It's something games can do that other art forms can't really. I mean, the trick to that is, or the difficulty for that, if you're the dev, is how to actually make it feel organic and not that you haven't put the player on rails the whole time. Easier said than done. All right, that was Start Again. It's available on Steam, I believe. Yes, for a small fee, but not excessively so. Um, I think just based on what we saw with the flowchart, there's a lot to this game undiscovered, as there are with most of these games. So I think if you're looking for something that's got a bit of length to it, this would be a good one to pick up. And I really, really enjoyed the way Sebastian was written. I really got a feeling for his kind of he's got a bit of mischief in him, which really suits. Because I sometimes think with these characters, um, they can be a little bit. The phrases of Mary Sue, perfectly perfect in every way. But the fact that Sev was a little bit of a coward, but also a little bit like, maybe I can use the other characters as a body shield. I really like that little bit of grit to the characters, like good naturedly. All right, thank you for joining me on Queer Games Heck Yeah. I think I'm just going to check my list. I've got 2 more games on my list. But then I may try and go back and pick up 1 or 2. I don't know if I should try and do something special for like the last video. That sounds like effort. And if there's one thing I've learned about Queer Games, heck yeah, is that minimum effort, whatever gets me across the line is good enough. I hope you have a good day, or I hope you had a good day, or I hope you're having a good day, or going to have a good day, whatever it is. Have a good one. See ya.